Welcome to Dependable Flame, where we explore vintage petrol lighters, ashtrays, tobacconiana, and other useful mechanisms. Make yourself at home. Today we are going to change the wick and wadding in this vintage FEUDOR French-made petrol lighter. This lighter is a slipcase lighter. As you can see, should not be much to re-wicking it. This lighter was a gift to me from my son that I just received actually on Christmas. And we did a video on it last week. I believe we did a short video. I don't think there has been a full-length video done on it yet. But you can see there's not much to what we're doing here, just removing all this old wadding from this slipcase slider. And slipcase lighters or insert type lighters are usually the most simple to perform this job on, because you got easy access right there to the fuel well. Dropping cotton wadding all over the place here. So there were several little bundles in there, and still don't see the wick here just yet. There you can see it down in there. So it looks like it's very short, may not come out with the wadding. We may have to get a pair of pliers on it. Either way, we will get that accomplished. Got some wadding that is along the back side of the flint tube here, which is a little bit more difficult to get a hold of, get out of there. There you can see that flint down in there. I mean the wick, barely. We will get a pair of needle nose pliers, reach down in there, pull that little wick out. So this lighter was lighting pretty good, working pretty well, but should definitely work better. We get a more suitable wick in here, and hopefully the fresh wadding will have a positive effect as well. We're going to bag up all of these innards, contaminated wadding, wick and all, and preserve that here. This lighter will not be for sale. This is going to be part of my personal collection as a gift from my son. Talked about it in the past. A lot of people gave me lighters early on in my journey with these fabulous little machines, but I was a seller, so I always asked them what I could give them for it, and if they wouldn't take any money, then I went ahead and sold them. Which I'm trying to think of all the relatives who have handed me lighters. I don't think any of them have ever wanted anything for them, but I just wasn't a collector. But as I have become a collector, it has become more important to me. So the last several lighters that my son has given me have just been added to the collection, and that is certainly going to be the case with this one. So the wick that we are going to use to do this one is going to be this IMCO wire lead wick, which should be very simple in this particular case. We're just going to feed that wire lead straight down the chimney. Don't even need a pair of pliers. Just pull this through by hand. And a little bit too tall. That is where we will leave it. Now, we are going to weave this around in here just like we would with the Zippo insert. I'm going to take some of our wadding, feed it down in there, work the wick back in around it in an S shape, and that won't take a whole lot in this particular lighter. We can go ahead and pull that piece off. So we have now got this rewadded, at least the main part here, with one solid piece of the organic cotton coil. Let's go ahead and pull this up. We can trim off that wire lead. So there's the wired end of the wick. Now tuck the rest of these little stray pieces of the organic cotton coil down in there. And now we are going to peel off a piece of this to feed down the back side of the flint tube. And that feels a little bit thick, so we will thin that out by half. Feed that down the back side of the tube. And it looks like about half of it was all that'll fit anyway. Got wadding here covering up our screw. So now you see the wadding all packed back in there nice and neat, good and dense. Back side of the flint tube and here in the main part. Got your wick right there. Take our trusty old bottle of Roncinol and fuel this lighter up. And that should about do it. Got a little squirt down here on the work surface. Now this will fit in here either way. And there are a lot of lighters that are like that. And I think that They probably did that on purpose so that you could maybe, depending on which handed you were, have the graphic of the lighter. There we go. Have the graphic of the lighter on the side that you were striking it on. So I tend to put the side that I want to see toward this side with the file wheel on the right, because even though I'm left-handed, I typically use these lighters in my right hand. Well, you can see that it's lighting okay. Don't know that it's lighting as well as we want it to, but that's 3 out of about, I don't know, 5 to 7 strikes or so. We'll see here once the vapor lock calms down whether it does any better. Maybe at a later date we will experiment with some flint, different flints in it. But for now, there is the job of re-wicking a FEUDOR slipcase French-made Petrol lighter. Until next time.